We're Christine and Kevin, and we've been traveling full-time as a family for over 5 years. We're spending 11 weeks exploring all over the island of Ireland, and in this video we're driving along Ireland's wild Atlantic Way, from Galway to the town of Doolin, near the Cliffs of Moher.
We're on a scenic drive today and we just stopped at Dunguaire Castle.
It wasn't in the plan. We're driving from Galway to Doolin and we're along the wild Atlantic Way. There's so much to see. Give yourself time as you're traveling to stop on these spontaneous side excursions because it's worth it. And this is such a pretty place. We're not going to go inside it today because for us, I think it would have been more expensive than just for 1 or 2 people with a family. But Kevin asked about the sign that we saw that said there are medieval banquets here, and it sounds fantastic.
Yeah, they said it's 66 euros per adult and a little bit less of a charge for kids, which ends up being quite a lot, but they said it's a 4-course meal. I actually took a picture of the menu. It looks fantastic. It says it's all the mead you can drink for an adult and all the juice you can drink for a kid. And in the words of the lady that explained it to me, she said it is a riotous good time, especially by the end of it.
I bet. Apparently there's entertainment, poetry, harpist, music. People are in medieval costumes. They crown a king and queen from the guests to preside over the event. I had actually looked up a medieval banquet in the Galway area, thinking maybe that's something we wanted to do, but I think our kids are a little too young, especially Samantha would probably not sit through it and just bother all the other guests. But for the future, it's something we want to do, and you guys should put it on your list as something to do if you can while you're in Ireland. Another neat thing that I've personally really enjoyed on our road trip from Galway to Doolin is that we can stop and look for thatched houses. There are so many across the countryside here and they are so cute and I just love seeing them. So I was able to find several on Google Maps and waypoint those on our drive, but then we've seen so many more just as we're going and it was really cute to stop and look at them. Some of them are restaurants. Others are bed and breakfasts or cottages. These are cottages that you can rent, I believe. So if you're driving through here, keep an eye out because they're just so quintessential and cute, and I love seeing them.
Just another really neat example of something you might find on the side of the road along this coastal route. This thing is called the Pinnacle Well and it shows up on Google Maps. I'm not really sure what the history is behind it, but it's another really cool thing to just stop and take a look at on the way. Another stop on our coastal drive today here is Fanore Beach. Looks like a really neat place. You could absolutely spend an afternoon here. The sand is really soft. As you can probably tell, it is extremely windy today, so I think we're gonna continue driving, but it's still really neat to see. There are actually a ton of opportunities to pull off the road and go exploring along this stretch of the Atlantic coast. This stretch of strange-looking limestone cliffs just goes on for miles and miles. We waited to get out until we were just a little bit further down and the cliffs were higher, but mainly because we actually had a sleeping baby in the car. This is just so neat here, and I know that there are taller cliffs in Ireland and we're hoping to bring you some of those in the future, but just coming out here and being able to park and get up on top of these and see the big splashing waves below, it is spectacular.
We are now driving through the Burren, which is this rocky, otherworldly landscape. I mean, we started seeing it up on the hillsides, I don't even have words for it. It looked so different than anything else we've seen in Ireland so far. Instead of these green, lush rolling hills, it was just these gray, rock-strewn hillsides that was striking in its own regard. And then down by the water here, we've got these sheer cliffs, we've got the rock exposed everywhere. It's limestone like we saw at that other beach, and I'm sure it's all very similar, but here it's just extra dramatic because you're right up on the cliff face. Wow. That is exactly what you want after a long day. It is a beef stew filled with Guinness, they said, and it just melts in your mouth. I mean, this meat is just as tender as it gets. Ah!
And somehow we managed to turn an hour-and-a-half drive from Galway to Doolin into an all-day affair. Absolutely no regrets, we had a blast. There is so much to see. Looking forward to doing a little bit more in the coming days.
Doolin is also a really cute little town with colorful storefronts and shops and restaurants, so we enjoyed spending the evening here and checking it out. But in the coming days, we're going to see some things in the area that we're also really excited about.
We will see you all on the next adventure.
Bye.